working as a background singer dramatically grew my voice. This is empty. I'm on my little tea break. But when you're a background vocalist, well, I'm gonna keep it to me. For me, it broke me out of the idea that this is my voice. And so my very first gig, I'll give you a couple examples. My very first gig, or one of it was maybe my second one of my first gigs. The line that we had to do for an artist named Eureka. Shout out to Eureka if you're out there watching this. Baby, give me your number. I'll call you over. Make you feel alright. We had to sing it like that, right? It was baby, and we hot, 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 hot. A lot of airy vocals to kind of create the tone for her to do her stuff. And Eureka had a powerful, gritty voice. So our kind of ethereal vocals were setting the stage. What's funny is for the audition to be her background vocalist, I had a friend who was like, baby, give me your number. I'll call you over. Make you feel alright. And the musical director was like, no. No, man, that's not it. You're a background singer. And I remember my friend, if you're watching, I'm not gonna call you out by name, let's call him Frank. And so I remember Frank being like, that's just my style. I'm just true to myself. And my students know how I say, like, you enjoy your authenticity, I'm gonna enjoy these checks. And so I found that, like, people sometimes ask, how was I able to get so much work as a vocalist starting off? It's not about being the best singer. That's so relative and subjective. That's redundant. But I found that a lot of singers were really so unwilling to explore different tones. And the lie that a lot of us tell ourselves is, I just have a style. Is it your style? Because style implies choice. Is it a style, or is it that even with a gun to your head, you couldn't do anything different? Because that's not style. That means you're defaulting. That's you tying a bow on your limitations. If it's a style, there's some kind of choice. But if you can only do that, and that's all you can do, and this is the thing. I remember I've talked about this before, singing for a Persian artist, and please forgive my Arabic, guys. It's been a long time. But I remember going to the studio, la 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 la, and the producer being like, "You sing like a girl." I was like, "Oh." He wanted la 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 la. That's what this producer wanted. And even I remember singing with Noah Silver, who did a lot of work for TV and movies. You know, the late Noah Silver, he was a wonderful guy. I loved working with him. But, and if you've any doubt, fly to 6 years from now. He wanted me to get into the gritty stuff. He wanted me to really go there, and he wanted me to do that. Here's the thing, not just about getting work, but there's magic in cross-training. You might have heard of the NFL player who will take ballet classes or do gyrokinesis for the agility and flexibility. Or my mom. My mom is older because, you know, she had me. But her doctor was like, you should lift some weights. And, you know, my mom is not trying to be a physique competitor, but he was like, it'll be good for you to lift something heavy sometimes, Miss Judy, lift something heavy. And so there's benefit to sometimes like lifting heavy. Even if you're the kind of singer who's lullaby Birdland, that's what I always hear when you sigh, never in my wordland. Even if I have that kind of singer, we'll also go, we'll practice vomitare and different cry sounds and like strong sigh. Sometimes tones feel fake or artificial to us because one, we're not used to these physical muscular coordinations in our body. Two, because we associate them with personality types. I know for me, I remember feeling fake a lot when I first started training classically because I was like, oh, that's not my voice. I'm not that guy. And then I felt the same thing when I started learning like gritty rock blues styles. I'm like, oh, that's not my voice. I'm not, because in my mind, Eric is this, left my baby girl a message saying I won't be coming home, rather be alone. I don't hate that. But that's only one color. And if I stay there, I'm very limited in the stories I can tell and the emotions I can convey. So like, it's very different. Bell bottom blues, you make me cry. I don't want to lose this feeling. Versus bell bottom blues, you make me cry. I don't want to lose this feeling. That's a very different vibe, right? I'm not saying one is right and one is wrong, but we don't want to be to where Oh, I'm always here, yeah, 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 singing with my friends. You know, I don't want to always be stuck in like pretty princess mode. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, we have colors and stuff. So background singing kind of vaccinated me against the whole that's just my style because I was in service to the artist. And high key, background singers typically have to have more control than the headliner because the headliner can do whatever the hell they want and that's their style. As the background singer, your job is to support them. So you have to create the tones, textures, vibe that they want. You don't get to make it your personal show. And that was wonderful, a wonderful challenge to me. And I just told a story a few videos ago about like holding on until you see the sun. And how I hated those kind of tones. But here's the also magic part. The cross training, it grew my voice. So now I feel like kind of limitless. I feel like I can do whatever the hell I want. And I'm only limited by my personal taste. Yes, I too have opinions on what I think sounds best and what doesn't for me. But also just like my imagination. So I don't feel so restrained, like, oh, I've got to stay in my box, you know? So I encourage you to explore other tones, other textures, even if only playfully. It can be very transformative. I know it was for me.